When the Church celebrates the Liturgy of Advent each year, she makes present this ancient expectancy of the Messiah. For by sharing in the long preparation for the Savior's first coming, the faithful renew their ardent desire for his second coming. By celebrating the precursor's birth and martyrdom, the Church unites herself to his desire. He must increase, but I must decrease. Hello, my friends. So I started with a quote from the Catechism of the Catholic Church. It is verse number 524. And that, in my research for looking for ideas for Advent for our family this year, that came up and I was just blown away. It just speaks to why we have the season of Advent, why we want to prepare our hearts for Christ's first coming. And it just makes me really excited. So I thought I would share it with you guys as well. Again, it's Catechism 524. And today we are talking all things Advent and families. So family things we will be doing, and mostly the things that we'll be doing with the kids, kind of kid-led. If you did not catch my previous video, I shared what I will be doing for kind of my spiritual growth during Advent on my last video. I can link it here in the cards. So go ahead and check that out if you're looking for something for yourself. But today is all things kid and family. Before we hop into all the Advent fun, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below if you have not done that already. I would appreciate it so very much. And if you are already subscribed, hit the bell notification as well, and you'll be notified every time a new video goes live. All right, thanks so much. So I have a nap strike going on right now, so someone will probably be in and out for this video. I am hiding in my room though, because I am trying to avoid the bigger kids overhearing. Most of this stuff, they already know what we're doing, but there's like a few things that I may come up that, you know, we kind of try to keep as, you know, a surprise, a mystery or whatnot. So hopefully he's quiet enough. We'll see. Toddlers are fun. I have a list of all of our Advent goodies here that we will be doing. And I said in my video, if you watched, I am keeping it simple, and I'm still keeping it simple with the kids, but also, like, there's probably like way more than simplicity's sake. So it's everything that I do is not something that you guys have to do. It is just ideas if that's something that fits your family style and your family needs. Also, if you are not Catholic, you might not be familiar with what Advent is. And Advent is a like preparation time for Christmas. So we have different seasons in our church, and Advent is the preparatory time, kind of more of a solemn, somber time before Christmas time. And then we have a whole Christmas time from Jesus' birthday to the Epiphany, where we celebrate the actual Christmas season. So these are the liturgical living celebrations we will be doing at home to kind of prepare our hearts and our minds for the birth of Christ. Oh yes, nap time's fun. Anyways, so, and I also would say that if you are not Catholic, Advent is something that is not just for Catholics. Christians, Protestants can also participate in, you know, preparing their hearts for Jesus's birth. So a lot of these are, I think, fun little ways to kind of like get ready for the birth of Jesus, and also are kind of like countercultural to the consumerism, to some of the things. I'm gonna have an alternative to Elf on the Shelf, and other things like that. So not to say that we don't, he's bringing cars in, not to say that we don't already do stuff. We do celebrate Santa. I'm trying to keep it low because he keeps coming in, and the other two still believe in Santa. So I know that that's like a hot button debate. Some people don't do it, some Catholics do. We we do. But we also heavily focus it on Saint Nicholas as the saint, and Santa is someone who honors Saint Nicholas's life and things like that. So we definitely try to make it more saint focused, but there is still a little bit of mystery around Santa. And the kids write, you know, letters to Santa every year and things like that, which ironically, 2 years ago now, I think it was 2. Yeah, it was 2 years ago, we got a random box on Christmas Eve that said "From the North Pole," and it was like a big, huge box. I'll see if I can put the video in here. And the post office actually like adopted Santa letters and got the kids like whole wish list. It was the most incredible like blessing. We'd already bought some of those gifts. So we donated the extra, but it was a really cool experience to kind of go through that. Your butt? Your what?
You feel bad.
You feel better? You should be sleeping. Let's put our tummies down. Let's put our shirt down. Go play on the bed, okay?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. So yeah, I am not against Santa, and I'm also not against not doing Santa. So that's kind of where we stand. Okay, I pawned off the toddler on my 6-year-old, so we'll see how that goes. All right, so before we start, some of the different resources that I utilized for planning. I utilized I say these all the time, The Catholic All Year by Kendra Tierney. Love it. I utilize the Around the Year with the Von Trapps by Maria Von Trapp. I also utilized a couple different websites in planning, which I will link below. And I found some new ones too, which were really good. So definitely recommend checking my description box below, and you will find a ton of helpful links, as well as anything that's a printable that's or things for purchase will also be found below as well. Yeah, check the description box. It will be a wealth of information. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of try to make this cohesive in how I explain it, because there is kind of a lot of different things. I'm gonna first talk about the things that we will be doing kind of like every day, almost like a advent calendar in a sense, because it will have things to do every day. The first thing, we did this last year, and it's called the Nativity Trail, and it is by Catholic Sprouts. And it comes with a book, and so each day the book you read, it's an Advent like devotional for kids in that sense. And so each day, if I can find it, you will read a scripture verse, and then they have like let's imagine what Mary might have experienced growing up in Nazareth. And so they kind of have like a little description of imagining that. And then there's a prayer at the end. And then it has a little symbol right here. And then what you do is you go and find your little symbol. Let me see if I can get it out. So this part is a printable that you get, and you print it out, and it has the travel from Nazareth up here, which it's hard to see because it's not close up. Maybe I'll insert a close-up picture of this. Excuse me. So it has Nazareth from the top here, and then their journey all the way down to Bethlehem at the bottom here. And then each day, if you can see, I didn't take this down from last year, so they have each of the little symbols that correlate, so each kid can put, you know, a symbol up for the day. And this is just 2 like pages that I printed out and laminated so that we could use it year after year. I laminated the little spots, and we stuck them on with like some sticky tack. And that's what we'll do. Again, I'll take all these off, get the sticky tack off, and we will reuse it. So that is a really good devotional. The kids really liked that. We did that usually at the start of our school morning, and the kids really enjoyed it. So I cannot say enough about this. If you are looking for kind of an easier devotional for, I would say, younger kids, you could do it with your older kids totally as well, but if you wanted something more in-depth or deeper, I don't really have any recommendations for that because the one journal that I know of for older kids, I wasn't a fan of their Lenten journal, so I'm not going to recommend their Advent journal. So yeah, I recommend this for the whole family, but if you're looking for something to dive deeper, excuse me, for older kids, I wish I had an example for you, but I don't. So that's one of our daily journey devotionals we're going to be doing. The next one is going to be your alternative to Elf on the Shelf. I've hated Elf on the Shelf since it was created. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. That's fine. Our joke is our 8-year-old keeps asking us this year, like, why don't we have an Elf on the Shelf? And I go, because I don't want someone watching my house. Because that's what he's supposed to be doing, right? He's supposed to be like watching to make sure that you're being good for Santa or whatever. And we just don't, personally for our family, we just don't want that emphasis. So if you want that emphasis, totally fine by you. It's not our thing. It's not our spiel. So instead, Kristen Combo, I found her through a friend on Instagram. Honestly, don't even know if she has like a website or what. I mean, she has a website to buy this stuff. But she's pretty new to my knowledge. But she created Mary's Way. So Mary's Way is the journey of Mary to the manger. She also has the Holy Family's journey to the manger. And then she has Joseph's journey to the manger too. So I bought this in a 3-pack for a digital download and could print it at the house. I would say I would either, I mean, I guess it just kind of depends. I bought the 3-pack. So if you bought Mary, it was like $10. If you bought Joseph, it was, I don't know, $10 or something. And then if you bought all 3 with the Holy Family, I think it was only like $20 or $22. I can't remember. The prices will be in the link below, but it's a digital download. And what it does is, this is the instruction guide. And so it tells you all the different supplies you will need, but you're basically stationing Mary throughout the house or the living room or whatever with a Bible verse for the day, with a kind of like a good deed, good act of service for the day. And then, you know, kind of putting her in different scenarios. So one of the ones, so I'll just give you some examples. So it has every day here, and it goes through the first Sunday of Advent to Christmas. And so like, let's say on the third Tuesday of Advent, the first Tuesday of Advent, which is our third day of Advent, Mary will write a letter to Elizabeth telling her that she's coming to visit. So in here, one of the printouts is a letter that Mary writes to Elizabeth. So I will take our Mary, which happens to still have baby Jesus on her right now. And so Mary will be set up maybe at our desk, and then I will put the letter to Elizabeth on the desk, and she's writing the letter, you know, with her pen in hand. Then with that, they have what she calls the Holy Helper task. So the Holy Helper task for the kids will be to write a letter to your friend or cousin. And then there's a Bible verse for that day. So Luke chapter 1, verse 39 through 40, and you can read it to the kids. And so I thought that was pretty cute because you're kind of moving Mary around. One that I keep finding and like showing people when I'm talking to them about it is on day 10, Mary does the dishes for Elizabeth. So if you have a play sink or their bathroom sink or whatever, a sink that you're not necessarily going to use that day, is put Mary in the play sink with some dishes. And then the Holy Helper task is to help your mom with a chore. And so Kristen gives you all of the Bible verses. So I just laminated everything, wrote the days on them. And then the Holy Helper tasks are here. And those are all, I laminated those myself and then dated all of them too. So I can just go through, grab day 1 for both, and then look at where Mary needs to be and posed. And then you know, the kids can find her in the morning. So the kids already kind of know about this. This is not going to be like a surprise or Mary's watching over you. It's just kind of, you know, taking that journey with Mary to the manger. And it kind of goes the same way for Joseph and the Holy Family journeys. The Holy Family is actually just Mary and Joseph combined, so you can do both of them together, really. So yeah, I would say either decide, do you want just Mary or just Joseph? You can just buy the single one of those, or if you want both Mary and Joseph, then the Holy Family pack would be the pack to buy for the digital download. So this combined with the Nativity Trail devotional are going to be what we are utilizing kind of as our daily Advent journey. So, okay. So moving right along, those are our two everyday. Oh, one more. I have one more everyday thing. See, this is why I made a list, because I knew I would forget. The next thing, we'll probably read this during school or maybe at bedtime. I haven't decided when, but we got this last year, and that's 24 Christmas Stories to Welcome Jesus. And this is by Ignatius Press and Magnificat. And some of them are just like made up stories. Some of them are stories about the saints. So the first living nativity scene by St. Francis story is in here. And then they have just a bunch of other beautiful, they're about probably like, I would say like 4 to 5 pages each. So it could definitely be like a nice little like before bed reading time. So yeah, just another extra. We love reading like some kind of Christmas story every day, which I'm going to get to in a minute, talking about how we acquire all of our Christmas books, because it's taken a few years. But I will be doing a video on some of our favorite Christmas books as well. So those 3 are our 3 daily things that we will be doing. And then next, of course, the big one is our Advent wreath, which will be on our table, and we will be we light the candle for the week every night, or at least try to, because the kids really get a kick out of it. And plus, I mean, you need to use the candles up. So, so we will do that. So we will do an Advent wreath blessing on the first Sunday of Advent. And then I found a link to a Advent daily dinner prayer. And so I thought that was pretty cute. So this is like one that you can like fold and put so everyone can read it. So I will include this download below. So we will be doing that as we light the candles and saying that prayer. And then kind of sticking along like the daily type things and not moving into the feasts yet. We have the Antiphons, which start on December 17th and go through the 23rd. And this is an Antiphon prayer companion I found online. If you are not familiar with what the Antiphons are, they are a prayer. Oh, I'm gonna butcher this. Okay, so I had to look it up so I could explain it better, because I'm still newer to the Antiphon prayers. We started it last year. And basically it's kind of like considered the second part of Advent. This is a tradition that dates back to the 4th century, and it's called the Antiphons because they all start with O. So they address Christ with 7 magnificent messianic titles. So each day is a different one, and they're based on the Old Testament prophecies and types of Christ. And then they're all in Latin, and they basically say like, O wisdom, O Lord and ruler, O root of Jesse, O key of David, O dawn of the east, King of the Gentiles, and God with us. And when you spell it out in Latin and then read it backwards, it spells out the Latin word eros cras. I don't speak Latin, so I butchered that. I have a toddler coming back. And it means tomorrow I will come, which I thought was really beautiful. Hi! Oh, you're done in Lewis's room?
Nope.
Yeah. So they sum up the longing of our Redeemer, and we echo the prayers of the Old Testament faithful by also begging him to come. And it also kind of goes along with O Come, Emmanuel, the song. So it is something that I definitely recommend you looking into. It's a beautiful like nightly prayer you can do with your family. And so This is just a nice prayer companion that has everything to read on it. It has to do with reading the Antiphon and then reading parts of the Magnificat and the O Come, Emmanuel song. So I really like that. It does have some cool stuff that talks about like suggested foods or different symbols to have around at your table and things like that. And then I also printed out coloring pages from another free download of each of the Antiphons. So each of the big kids will get to color one, and we'll probably like put it up on the wall or something each day as we count down. So those I really am excited about. I think the kids will really like. Okay, another daily thing that I forgot to add is the St. Andrew's Novena. And that is a, it's not really like a true novena. I'm not really sure why it's called a novena. I think it's also called the Christmas prayer or Christmas something. But it is a prayer that you say 15 times in a day. So you repeat the prayer 15 times, and it is said every day from the Feast of St. Andrew until Christmas. So the point of saying the prayer 15 times is it's believed that whoever recites the Christmas novena prayer 15 times a day from the Feast of St. Andrew until Christmas Eve will obtain the favor requested. So part of it, the prayer is, "Hail and blessed be the hour and the moment in which the Son of God was born of the most pure Virgin Mary at midnight in Bethlehem in the piercing cold. In that hour vouchsafe, I beseech thee, O my God, to hear my prayer and grant my desires through the merits of our Savior Jesus Christ and his blessed mother. Amen." So with that, to hear my prayer, people usually insert whatever their intention is there. So we'll have like a list of intentions to kind of add in throughout the day or the different days. So I really like it. I try to do it every year. It doesn't always get to completion by Christmas Eve, but I do try to do that. Okay, so I think I've got most of the like daily stuff that we'll be doing, some of the little extras like the Antiphons, the St. Andrew's Novena. I'm going to move into some of the feast days, which there's a lot of really good ones. We're only going to do a few because we're already doing so much every day. I can only keep so many straight. So the ones that I like to do and celebrate are obviously the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, which we'll probably do like a white based type meal. And then Our Lady of Guadalupe or St. Juan Diego. I kind of combine the two together, and we celebrate it, I think it's between the 9th and the 12th are the two feast days of those. So we will celebrate it somewhere, somewhere in between there, but we will do a Mexican hot chocolate night. Okay, so St. Nicholas feast day is one of my absolute favorites, just because I think it's so precious. But the tradition is to set out your shoes the night before, and usually it's like to set it out, I think, at your chimney, but we don't have a chimney, so the kids just set it in front of their doors at bedtime, and then St. Nicholas will bring something and leave it in your shoe, because the story was that St. Nicholas was providing dowries for this family in need long ago when he was alive. So yeah, we do the shoes. I think the big kids are in their room. They get a book. So this is how we've collected our Christmas books over the years. They've always gotten a book and then some fun like treats or candy. So we usually do like, I don't know, like the Annie's Rice Krispies or the Annie's gummies. I think chocolate coins is like a big one for them traditionally to do. We've never done it. We've just always done whatever's candy is on hand or some kind of fun treat that the kids don't typically get. And some years I've added extra stuff, some years I haven't. This year we're just keeping it basic with the book and the treats. So I don't know why I love that one. I just think it's so sweet. They put it out on the night of December 5th, and in the morning they wake up and the kids kind of love it. And that's kind of how we pull in Santa for Easter or for Christmas, is because Santa is honoring St. Nicholas's legacy, and, you know, still providing gifts for Jesus's birthday. So that's kind of how we try to tie in Santa and make it a little less commercialized, consumerized, and things like that, which can often happen in this season. So yes, so St. Nicholas is one of my favorite. And then the last feast day that we maybe will do is St. Lucy. And St. Lucy is often referenced with light. So you will see some of the traditional stories about her, or for like celebrating it, is the youngest daughter will wear a crown with candles, or, you know, some kind of light on the crown. And then I think the tradition is like cinnamon rolls or bread or something in the morning. And I don't know if we'll like stick to that whole tradition, but we may just stick to like, you know, cinnamon rolls or something in the morning. And then read St. Lucy's, like a story about her, or watch one of the videos on YouTube that you can find. So I think that's the bulk of like actual liturgical stuff that we do. One of the, I forgot. St. Nicholas, on his actual feast day, we will make St. Nicholas cookies. And I don't know if we're gonna do gingerbread or sugar or the traditional speculoos cookies. But I bought this on Etsy 2 years ago now. And it's a little St. Nicholas cookie cutter, and it's adorable. This video is gonna take me forever to get through. Think smarter, not harder. I just popped on a TV show, so the youngest would be quiet. So if you have stuck with me this long, thank you so much, because whew, you know, sometimes that's just how it goes. So anyways, talked about St. Nicholas's cookie cutters. We will make cookies on that, and I like to make a big batch and then like freeze half, and then we'll take out the other half after Christmas and use those during the Christmas season as well. And then each year for gifts and things like that, I'm like not a very good like decorator when it comes to like folding and wrapping gifts and things like that. So, but I do try to make the kids do some kind of like craft to attach to the gift. So one year we did like salt dough ornaments. We did pom-poms to kind of like decorate up the wrapping. This year we're going to be making paper quilling ornaments, and this is from Dumb Ox Publications is where I found this one. And so there's just a bunch of different like snowflakes that you can make. I don't think you could order like a Christmas one like that has like specific like candy cane, snowman, that kind of stuff, but it's all paper quilling, which is like a way of rolling paper to make different shapes in that. So the kids are gonna try quilling. Hopefully it will be successful for my 6-year-old. I'm pretty sure Bella should be fine at doing it. I've never done it before, but I've looked into it, so we will see how that goes. Oh, one more thing. I put it up here and I knew I was gonna forget about it. I think this might be my last thing. We read in our Catholic Heritage curricula, one of the things we're doing is Our Friends from Other Lands, and they have different stories from different countries and things like that. And one of them was from Poland, and they were talking about their Christmas traditions. And I happened to be searching on Dumb Ox Publications, and they had the Christmas tradition that they were talking about from Poland that we read about, and Bella thought it was really cool and really beautiful. So we went ahead and got them. And what these are, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce it. So they are a type of like embossed wafer, and I'll pull them out. They almost remind me of like the bread that we use for Eucharist, because it's very thin, but hopefully you can tell. So they're embossed with different Christmas like scenes on them. And so the tradition is in Poland is that on Christmas Eve they take these wafers, and they take one and they pass it around, and they apologize for like any past grievances from that year. So everyone kind of goes through, apologizes for their past grievances, and eats some of the wafer. So I thought that was really cute and adorable, and I really liked the beauty of the wafer. And so yeah, this has like the whole way to do the tradition on the back, which is really cool. And they sent it really well packaged, so obviously the wafers are still intact. I didn't have any that were cracked. So that's kind of a cool way to add in some different like heritage traditions from other countries. So I think that is everything. It feels like a lot, but it also doesn't feel like a lot. I will include all the links for any of this stuff that I possibly can in the description box below. Like I said at the beginning, if you stuck through my noisy toddler, thank you. I hope you found this episode super helpful in planning your Advent. I definitely recommend getting on it now. We have just a few short weeks to Advent starting, which is super exciting. But if you can have stuff prepped and ready, like I had to prepare some of the stuff for the Nativity Trail last year. This year I was preparing stuff for Mary's Way, and having that kind of ready to go will make everything a lot smoother. So when you do add too many things on, like I probably have, it can just become second nature because it's ready to go. So I will be doing our favorite Christmas books coming up. So if you are in need of book recommendations, whether it's for Christmas or for St. Nicholas Day, I will have that video coming out here soon. And if you have any other questions on Advent preparations, let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. All right, have a great day. Bye.